Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Video Update Part 2. As I forgot to tell you in Part 1, is that ALF creates a music video in one of the episodes. And you know that Lynn's boyfriend have his instruments in the Tanner's garage. Yeah, a keyboard, drums, guitar, everything in there. And so Alf was curious about that also. And in that episode, he's in love with Lynn. So he asked Kate for some advice. And Kate thought that, oh, Alf is in love with me. And you know that Alf goes into the garage and uses a couple of days and create a music video. He plays all the parts in this music video, and when he was finished, he wants to show the music video. But you know, Kate thought that Alf was in love with her. But no. Alf was in love with Lynn, and that's the one he made this rock video to. And when Lynn comes home from a date, he talks to Lynn, but Lynn isn't in love with Alf, not like that. Because she's in love with the guy she's been seeing. And Alf gets disappointed, a little bit sad, and he don't want to show the video. But, you know, Lynn convinces him to show her the video. So Alf says, go to the VCR and push the button. And then she pushed the button, turns on the TV, and she pushed the button. And then the room is empty at first. And then she saw on the drums Alf with a picture. And then dun, 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 the rock video starts. And it's a fantastic song. Yeah. If you haven't watched the episode, it's in season 1, the first season. So watch it. It's a great episode, and it's a fabulous, awesome rock song Alf performs for Lynn. And well, that is also one of my favorite episodes of all time from season 1. I have heard lots of crazy things about this show. Someone says that, oh, it's tragic. This show is tragic and it's not good, it's bad, it's rubbish, and you know. But I don't care. I don't care what people say about the TV show Alf. No, I don't care about it. I love Alf. I love the TV show. I love the animated show. I love Alf Tales. Yeah. Those shows are 3 of my favorite shows of all time. So I don't care what people say. If this show is bad or tragic or rubbish or not. Yeah. There's also an episode where you see that they are flying. They are flying to this hotel, and the pilots are, you know, Trevor Akmonik, the neighbor next door. He wants to fly them to this hotel, and in this hotel, you know that the Tanners have to meet these people um, for selling stuff, because they're gonna stay there for free in this hotel, but then they have to meet these people that want to sell them lots of stuff. And also, there are other people at this hotel, and that um, Alf wants this machine of something, yeah, and also that Akmonik, his wife, Trevor's wife, Raquel, is also there on the plane. And Alf also are there. But that Alf is supposed to be home when you see the Tanner goes to this hotel. But Alf is there as well. So they must hide Alf. But it's difficult to hide an alien on a plane, So they have to put him in this box or container or something. And also in this episode, you hear that and see that Trevor, when he's going to fly home with the Tanners and Raquel, and he gets sick. He starts to hallucinate. And then it's some of the food that they ate at the hotel that was bad, and that's the reason that Trevor gets sick. And that Raquel helps her husband, and some of the Tanners helps also. And that Alf, he convinces the rest of the Tanners, that he can fly the plane. So Alf flies the plane. Yeah. So Trevor gets sick in that episode. The neighbor, the man that lives next door. But in the hotel, there's many things that happens. And that Kate must borrowed some clothes from Raquel Okmonik in that episode. Yeah, and there's lots of other stuff that happens, but I don't remember all of it, but I remember a little bit of it. It's that Alf gets an envelope that he have won or something, a prize. But the Tanner says that that's junk mail, and they try to trick you to go there and buy stuff, buy houses or buildings or, But Alf wants that toaster. Yeah, toaster. He wants a toaster, special toaster or something. And, so the Tanners must go there. And Trevor Okmonik, the neighbor, and Raquel, also the neighbor, they come with the Tanner there. Yeah. Because they have been there before, so they know the hotel. Yeah. Well, was a little sad when you saw that Trevor get sick and start get sick and has urinated. Yeah. And also there's yeah, you remember the first episode, the Christmas Elf have on planet Earth. I think it's in season one of the episodes, that they're gonna have a Christmas tree. Yeah, and you see that the Willie dream a dream where Alf are in it, and so well because the Christmas tree gets damaged because Alf don't understand Christmas here on Earth. So that episode they are home at the Tanners and gonna celebrate Alf's first Christmas. Yeah. So it's not easy to be an alien from another planet celebrating Christmas with humans on planet Earth. What can go wrong? Yeah, I have heard that billions of times in TV shows and movies. What can go wrong? And then something goes wrong, you know. Um, Also a good episode, the Elf's First Christmas. Um, Also in there we have um yeah, uh, that the elf and the Tanners are going camping, so they hired or borrowing a camp, an RV. Yeah, RV. Um, and something happens when they are there. So Alf goes out and get missing. So that Willie must go after him, and Alf gets to this house in the woods. He goes in and say, "Hello, is anyone there?" So he goes in and search the house, and he finds something in the closet, and then he hear two voices of two men coming, and he hides under the bed, and the guys comes in and they see that there are something at the table. So one of the guys blamed the other guys for leaving that on the table, and then they hear a noise or something. So they go to the bed where the noise come from, and they saw Alf, and they don't know what kind of animal it is. So they start thinking maybe it's that animal or that animal. So one of the guys goes out because he gonna get the chainsaw or a weapon or something, and then the other guy stays in to keep an eye on Alf, and Alf tells him that you know tells him something, and that he's not a dog or an animal. He's a creature from outer space, and and the other guy tries to tell his friend about it, but his friend don't believe him. Yeah, and they want to kill Alf. And then that Willie comes later on and ask them if they have seen some weird things, weird. And then he gets he sees Alf in there, and he and Willie tries to make a deal with them, and they say, "Oh, it's gonna cost you $100 or something, or no, $50, yeah, each." So he must pay $50 each to those two to get Elf back, and well, those two men were hunters, yeah, and well, also their Halloween episode, yeah, that Elf wants to go trick or treating, But the tanners say no. What um, if people see you? Yeah, but who cares? Halloween is for dressing up as aliens or creatures or ghosts or whatever you want to dress up like. So Alf convinces them at the end. So they go to this old lady, yeah, and she has lots of cats. And Alf say, "Oh, you have cats? Yeah. Oh, I'll take the orange ones." But the lady think that's weird for a kid to ask for a cat. So so that is also good episode. And also, that one of the episode you see Lucky, the cat, runs away. Yeah. So Alf go after to try to find Lucky, the cat. But he get captured and they bring him to the dog pound. They think that he's a dog. And afterwards, you see this little girl and her parents are there. They think also that Alf is a dog, and then you know that Alf saw a cat that looked like Lucky, that he thought that's Lucky, and the girl say, "Oh, I want that cat," and Alf tries to do something to tries to find a way to get out of there. So he takes the cup and do this. I think, yeah. And the man that works in the dog pound, he tries to he opened the door and he tries to talk to Alf, saying, yeah. And Alf runs away, takes the cat, and runs out of there. That's a fun episode. That's a good episode. Yeah. And when he gets home, yes, a couple of minutes after he gets home, the tanners come, and they also have a cat named Lucky. So there are two cats now. Yeah. Why people say that this show is tragic or bad or terrible? They don't understand. No, they don't have any humor at all. No, they don't like comedy. No, that's why people say these things about shows. Yeah, Alf. Yeah, the TV show Alf is a good show. It's funny, awesome, amazing. It's about an alien from planet Melmac. Crash landed in the garage of a family, and he stays there for 4 years with this family. And then he decides to go home after he get the message from Skip and Rhonda. Yeah, they communicate on the radio that Willie have in the garage. Mm. And also, there's another episode. There are two parts. One, a man, a mysterious man. No, there's one part. Yeah, there's a mysterious man that threatening Elf. Yeah, and when Elf hear that he's threatening him, he gets scared and tries to tell the tanners that they are a guy that threatening him. The tanners don't believe Alf. No, they don't believe him. And later on, you see that Alf is hiding. He's hiding somewhere from this guy. And then the guy comes to the tanner's store and talks to the tanners with some guards. Yeah, he's in the alien task force or military. And he says something that Alf said to the tanners. And they recognize that voice and that line that man said. And then they knew Alf is telling the truth. Yeah. That was an exciting episode. Yeah. A good episode also. And also later on you see that Alf get to know a man living on the street that see Alf through the window because Alf is sitting in on the kitchen in the kitchen where the tanner lives, and it's a man. Yeah, living on the street. This man. So he comes in and talks to Alf. Alf gets surprised by this when he sees this man, and the man borrowed the telephone that they have, a telephone without this wire, And he calls the alien task force later on and see that he has seen aliens at the Tanner family house. But those task force, they remember earlier that they had the same situation at the same address. Yeah. So they go there, and afterwards, after this man get to know Alf and the Tanners, you see that the man said, "Oh, I'm an alien, I'm the alien," when he goes and meet the alien task force. So the alien task force, when they heard that, they thought that, oh, this man is crazy, So, well, also there's an episode where Alf is stuck at the neighbor's house. Yeah. And then the cops comes. Yeah. Well, that episode, they are, that they have, all the neighbors, they have, they keeping an eye of the neighborhood because there are some burglars there. Yeah, many of the houses was burglarized of people that stole things from the neighbors. So they have a neighborhood watch. Yeah. And that Alf goes a little higher with this. So he's sitting in the garage and steering everyone. Oh, go there. There's some thing happened there. There's some happening there. And, a mysterious guy is there. And all the neighbors get sick and tired of it because they think that Willie Tanner is responsible for this. So they quit neighborhood watch. And Alf sees something in the neighbor's house at the Okmonic, so he goes there. And then he gets stuck. He can't get out because the cops and the neighbors are outside, and they think that is a burglar at the Okmonic's house. So that Willie goes in, yeah, and helps Alf, and puts Alf in a basket, and this walkie-talkie in there, and he tells the cops that, oh, the burglar uses this walkie-talkie to talk through, and the burglar is maybe in another place to trick the cops. So they carried Alf over to the Tanners in the basket. Yeah. That's a two-parter. Yeah. So, well, so it's a great many episodes there. Season 1, season 2, and 3. Well, in the third season, you see that Kate are getting pregnant. Yeah, and she's getting a baby in season 3. And you know that Alf is jealous because when they're gonna get a baby, they're gonna be busy with the baby instead of Alf. And how do they gonna tell the baby when the baby grows up? How they gonna tell him about Alf? So and Alf also want to take care of the baby when they see that the tanners are going out, but the tanners say no, so they don't trust Alf with the baby. Yeah. And one other thing, Alf is a part of the family, so they can trust Alf. Give him a chance to take care of the baby, you know. And the baby's name is Eric. Yeah. And there's also an episode where Alf is writing on this typewriter. Yeah. He wants to create a movie, a silent movie, because he watched Charlie Chaplin, and he watched many other silent movies, and he wants to create a movie of his own. And you see that Lynn is blind in this movie, and you see that Willie is a cop, and Brian is having trouble walking, so he has a cane or crutches or something. And you see that Kate is also in this movie, silence movie, and you see that Alf living on the street, and he has this he working on the street, but you know that Willie, as a cop, he interfere with the Alf's work on the street. And Lynn is selling flowers to get money to the operation that she's gonna have because she's blind. Yeah. So Alf is writing a silent movie with Jake. Yeah, the nephew of the neighbor Okmonic. Jake is the Okmonic's nephew, and he's living there because his mother has some issues and problems, and Jake living in the neighbor's house. Yeah, and also Jake. Yeah, Jake. He is also in love with Lynn, so he's trying to flirt with Lynn. And well, also the guy who plays Jake in the TV show Alf is also in Full House. The show from the late 80s till the middle of the 90s. Yeah, he plays also a part in one of the episodes with Full House. Yeah, he he falls in love with DJ, and he asked if he can walk DJ around the table. Then the girl that married Jesse, Jesse for a while ago. And Jesse remembers that when they walk around the table, they are married. So he plays in that episode as well. Um, Back to Alf. You know that Andrea Elson, who plays Lynn in Alf, has a little part in the TV show. I think Married with Children or Step by Step. One of those TV shows. She plays in one of those TV shows, Mhm. An episode as well. Um, Max Wright and Benji Gregory passed away. So rest in peace to you too. So Alf has many great episodes. And also there's an episode when you see that Willie on and Alf sitting on a train. Yeah, they going for a train ride because Alf haven't been on a train before. So they go on a train ride. They sitting in this cabin, and also there's a man there that lives on the street that gets scared of Alf, think that Alf is a creature of some kind. So he jump off the train because he got scared, and that's a good episode also. And you know that there's one episode when Alf want to sell newspapers. So he gets lots of newspapers, and the tanners have to help Alf. So they woke up early in the morning, take the car, and drives around the neighborhood with those newspapers as well. And also, there's an episode when Alf get to know a blind girl. Yeah. So he tells Tanners about it, that he has a date with this girl. But the Tanners say, what do you do if the girl sees you? Oh, don't worry about that. She's blind, you know. And they tell Alf, no, you can't go. But Alf convinces Lynn to help him. So they go to this blind girl's house, apartment, because she lives in a building. And Alf has, I think, an hour or a couple of hours. And then Lynn comes back and said, Alf, we have to get back. And the blind girl hears that, and she was wondering if that's Alf's wife or girlfriend or something. But Alf tells her no, that's a friend. So I have to go. And when you see this blind girl says bye to Alf and touches Alf, she notices that he is hairy. Oh, I forgot to shave. You know. So Alf get to know a blind girl in one of the episode. Yeah, just like one of the episode with the gummy bears. Yeah, the fat guy, the gummy bear that are a little fat in there. That he that loves food. He gets to know a blind girl, a blind woman that lives in the forest, and Pigthorn, him and his creatures. They are hunting the gummy bears down, and the little creature and those big creatures, they find the house where this woman lives. So they tell Pigthorn, oh, we found the gummy bear. He's hiding in this house in the forest with this woman. Yeah. So it's almost the same episode as Alf in a way. Um You know, Alf is played by two guys. Two guys. One of them died after 11 episodes. He played in 11 episodes in the beginning of Alf. And then you see Paul Fusco plays the rest of the episodes. So, rest in peace to all the cast members that have passed away through the years. Um, Anne Sheeden. Yeah, she played, if I'm not mistaken, in an episode with Jessica Fletcher on a Murder She Wrote. Yeah. And also Max Wright also played in an episode with Jessica Fletcher in Murder She Wrote. Yeah, as well. With Angela Lansbury, from Beauty and the Beast, and one of the movies with Elvis Presley she started in. And also she started in, the movie when she played a witch and she adopted three children, two boys and a girl. Yeah. Bedknobs or something it calls. Yeah. So rest in peace to you, Angela Lansbury. You know the song, back to the song, Alf wrote it. It's a rock song. And you see Alf playing all these instruments. He plays the drums, he plays the guitar, he plays the keyboard. Wow, awesome rock video there. Um, so that's it for part 2 of Elf the Memories, part 2. And maybe you have seen some of the episode I told you about, or maybe you haven't. There's an episode in the animated series, the first episode in season 1 of the animated series. That Rhonda, she disguised herself as the Phantom pilot. Everyone wants to know who is that Phantom pilot that flies that plane. And finally, Gordon Shumway, played by Paul Fusco. Yeah, he see that the pilot is Rhonda in disguise because they don't let girls or women fly the plane. No, it's only men and boys. Yeah, I remember Gordon Shumway's friends. Rick and Skip. And of course Gordon Shumway. They getting into so much trouble in this episode, and lots of funny, awesome stuff. And in the animated show, there's an episode when Gordon Shumway losing his hair. He get bald because the bird that lives there at his home takes his hair and using his hair as a nest. And then when he has a cap on, goes to this diner and buys something to drink or something to eat, they wondering why he has a cap on, and then he tells, and then there's this guy there that tells, go to this psychic woman, and she can help you. And Gordon Shumway goes there, and he's a little, he says something to this woman that she don't like, and she throw a curse on him, and everyone he touches gets bald. So he touches his sister, she gets bald, and he touches his bird, he gets bald, and his dog gets bald, and his friend, gets bald. And then he goes back and gets the ball, that this woman looks into. Yeah. He gets that, and he said some magic words. And when he touch people now, hair grows back. And when he touches them again, they get bald. You know, hair today, bald today, hair tomorrow, or something. Is that episode's called? That's a fun episode. Yeah. So Gordon Shumway, aka ALF, and his friends Rick and Skip gets into so much funny situation and problems in these episodes. In ALF, the animated show, and ALF Tales. Yeah, those are animated TV shows. 2 seasons of ALF animated series, and I think 2 seasons of ALF Tales as well. Yeah. So also the ALF animated show, and ALF Tales, and those 4 other seasons of the live action show. Yeah, you can get into this box set, deluxe edition or something. Yeah. And also you can get ALF Project also in there, in that collection. Yeah. So that's it for now. If you have watched this video till the end, hashtag ALF. Yeah, ALF is a great show. ALF is a great show, hashtag. And the fourth Doctor used to say, "Do you want a jelly baby?" So, bye.